the ability to think long term and not for the quick buck. How do you grapple with that? What's your advice for young people out there these days? Because there's a lot of easy money out there, especially for women right now.
It's not easy. I mean, I'm not gonna. There is no way of doing it. Here's the craziest thing about life. We're all being tested the entire time. Let me tell you, man. This is a one big ass experiment of what you're really all about, and you're gonna fall many times, and you're gonna learn a lot about yourself. And your goal is to keep trying to make better choices. It's not easy. So I can't sit there and play, hey, let me tell you, judge, I'm not going to be doing that. It's your choice. And everyone's in different types of situations. I just will tell you, it's very, like, even right now, yesterday we were talking about politics. I said, do you realize the right candidate with the right policies that we need in America today would never get elected? Let me say that one more time. The right candidate with the right policies that America desperately needs today would never win an election today. Why? Because the right policies would be, folks, guess what? If you vote for me, we're cutting back on 50% of entitlement programs. We're cutting back on unemployment checks. We're going to go from 6 months to 90 days to 30 days. We're cutting back on all this spending that we're doing. We're cutting back on the military spending that we're doing. We're going to put in more in cyber and bio-warfare and being prepared for that, because right now wars are not going to be done up there. It's going to be more cyber, what Russia's doing. You're going to have to get to work the next 8 to 12 years, because we all have a job to do. No one would vote for you, even though those are the right policies. Nobody would vote for you, right? Okay. So how many presidents become presidents and they make policies that benefit you 30 years from now? Nobody does that. Everybody becomes a president, just like the difference between a founder and a CEO. A founder started that company, it's emotional. A CEO is just trying to get the quarterly numbers to be hit so it looks, it's a very different mindset. A lot of today's presidents are just trying to hit their quarterly numbers. That's all they're thinking about. So going back to your question on what you're saying, how you tie these two together, man, life is a test of making short-term decisions versus long-term, and it ain't easy, bro.
Well, I think a lot of it, too, because you have to be comfortable with your decisions. And if you're comfortable doing OnlyFans or whatever, or pornography, I think, do you. It's your body, your choice. That's the way I look at it. But what we come back to people when they take control of your life. And I look back at decisions that I made that I didn't know what the third and fourth order effects were going to be, but I got proposed a lot of decent deals back in the day when I started YouTube. It was multi-channel networks. It's when those were really popular. They were taking essentially 12 digital creators, putting them under one marketing umbrella, cross-pollinating audiences, and getting brand deals, and then pushing them through each different person. And I took a look at it, and some of it was like hyper, like I could have made a lot of money, advantageous for me. And then some of the other stuff that I started to see was all of a sudden the parent company kind of started to tell these guys what they can and can't do. And I'm an irreverent guy that likes firearms, and I knew that would always be an implication with working with these other people. And so I never did it. I said, screw it. You know what? My business partner at the time, Jared Taylor, said, hey, let's start some shirts. And all we did was go, I'm going to put a design in this shirt that I want to wear every day, and a really comfy t-shirt that it feels good. And we went with what we wanted, how we wanted to do it. And it took longer, but the consequence of those decisions were now, when I'm 35 years old, I own my ideas. And the worst decision I ever could have made in business was allowing someone else to own my intellectual property, because I know that's what I am. I'm a visionary. I'm a really creative guy. I'm not the best in operations, but guess you can hire those people in and all that. So it kind of goes back to when you're talking about the 1 through 10 analogy, is focusing on your core competencies. I'm a creator, I'm a visionary, and I want to own that. And I never let anybody else own me. And that's, I think, what is a testament to my success. I kind of unknowingly did that, but then I started to realize it more and more as my life went on.
Yeah, power and respect to you guys, man. Much respect to you guys for what you did and to be where you're at right now. You guys are just getting started. I mean, right now, 10,000 veterans. That means if you got 10,000 veterans working for you, you got 20,000 employees. You guys are on track to get there. It's a great success story in America, and you guys are not slowing down. Do you know, to answer your question for you, so for me, I'm all about finding ways to drive you or me better, right? It's like, because when you run a sales organization with, 27,000 insurance agents, you have to learn this person is going to be driven in a different way than this person, than me, than you. We're all different, right? Okay. Do you know what is the highest driver? Do you know what's the highest driver? The highest driver, my experience, has been purely pride. Pride in what? Pride in your last name, okay, which is passed down from your parents. Pride in your nationality, your heritage. You have to have pride in that. That's your blood. Whatever people say, you still have to have pride in that. pride in your industry, what you do as a trade. You have to have a lot of pride in your trade. Whatever, I don't care what you do. You got to have pride in your trade and constantly get better. Pride in your community, pride in your family, pride in your country. Everything is about representation. There's only one of this in the world, okay? And that's you. How you represent yourself to the world. Eventually, one day they're going to sit there and say, I tell you, man, this Matt guy, man, was a freaking badass. Yeah, look, respect, salute. This Adam guy, the way he lived his life, now, a lot of times at the beginning, but I got to tell you, man, this guy's salute. That is worth making the long-term decisions. Because all this short-term stuff that we do, it's going to come, it's going to go by, but it's going to stick around with you for a very, very long time. Anybody can take the short-term victories. It ain't hard to do. Only a few can take the long-term victories. And I'm telling you right now, history favors those who take the long-term victories. But it's just going to take 20 to 40 years for people to realize who the real players in the game were. Right. Not 2 years, not 5 years, not 10 years. Adam, 20 to 40 years. Mm-hmm.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.